Hi, listeners, and welcome to episode 13 of the AUSNZ Community Podcast. Well, a few changes tonight as we have a couple of our regular hosts missing in action, attending to real life duties, as they say. Pete and Alpha are busy, and I'm sure they will be with us next episode to come back and join in on all the fun. Lots to get through tonight, and we are looking forward to catching up with a very special guest in Tessa.cat, who will be joining us very soon, and we can't wait to talk to her a little bit later on. But first, as always, we welcome our hosts to the show. We have a fill-in host today, and he's been on the show before, is Just Chill. Welcome, Eva and Just Chill, to the show. Welcome, Eva, mate. How you going?
I'm doing really well. Like you, I'm looking forward to tonight's episode. Very short break between the last one because of Easter, of course. But yeah, really looking forward to this, and really looking forward to the next couple of weeks with the new team event coming out soon.
Lots happening in the world of HCR2 in regards to the new lowrider that's come out, and of course the new adventure map, which is the fun park adventure map, which we'll get Just Chill to talk a little bit later on about. But welcome, Chill, to the episode, mate, and thanks for filling in on short notice.
Yeah, hey guys. No problem. I've been working a lot lately. I recently got a part-time job, so I've been pretty flat out. And I've been enjoying the new adventure map and the lowrider, and just been grinding.
How's the job working out for you, mate? You're saving that money and then putting it away to buy yourself a car and a house later on?
Yeah, exactly. I've been saving like around 90, maybe 95% of all the stuff I earn from work, which is good, I guess, because I'm not wasting on other stuff.
That's great to hear, mate. That's great to hear. I remember my first job when I was 16, working for KFC. That was a long, long time ago. Galaxy, far, far, far away. It's good to see that you're still on the server and still playing the game and working as well and studying. So that's awesome, mate. Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also remember my first job as well, and you get excited when you get that first paycheck in the account, and you see all that money, and it's like, wow, what am I going to do with all this? And then you get excited, and then a few years down the track, life happens, and then all of a sudden it's all gone, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very tempted to use it all, but no, I'm holding myself back.
Yeah, don't. It gets very tempting. You open up, you log onto your account online, you see all that money in there, and it's like, oh, I want to buy this on eBay, or just willpower, mate. Hold off, and
Exactly.
rewards will come to you later on. You buy yourself a nice car, and you go from there. It'll be worth it in the end.
Yeah, can't wait.
Well, lots to get through tonight. We're going to get straight into it. Well, firstly, we got some news from the Fair Play server. The Fair Play server, in fact, has been absolutely going off in the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of resets and bans happening left, right, and centre. Let's just get through a few of the more notable ones. We've had a few resets in regards to some Russian teams for producing the letter Z or Z in their name. I think it goes against Fingersoft's policy in regards to, fair play and the ruler and stuff like that. A couple of bans happening here. There's a team called All Russia who have been reset. A lot of these teams I can't actually pronounce. They're all in Russian, but you'll see on the Fair Play server as well.
Do you want to do it a bit slower then, instead of doing it quick?
Some of the names are all in actual Russian, which I can't pronounce at all.
Sorry, that was a terrible Russian joke.
Yeah.
Don't do it slowly. Do it slowly and don't rush.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is it? Thor's hammer. I don't know if I remember if that was mentioned last episode, but just in case it wasn't, they were reset. Kazan was banned again on a bought gifted account. Kazan from Rush National, which is their first team. He was banned, permanently banned. But I'd say the recent biggest news from the Fair Play server would be Q Hosier, who was banned yesterday playing on a bought gifted account. There was some investigation happening behind the scenes from the Fair Play mods. We gathered evidence and we exposed him, and we sent in a report, and he was permanently banned yesterday by Fingersoft due to evidence of buying a bought gifted account. That was a pretty big one because he's quite a big figure in the HCR2 community. He was playing on Bad Dads for a while and a couple of other teams, and I think he was running the Q tournament server for a while as well. So that's quite a big ban as well. What are your thoughts on that one, Eva?
Yeah, like everything, we all play the game to enjoy it, and if you can't follow the rules, you shouldn't really be playing, should you?
Yeah, well, exactly. That's one of the biggest things you could do against the EULA is buy somebody else's account and play it as your own, which is one of the worst things you could do. It's definitely not in the fair play category, that's for sure. So
Yep.
Yeah, so that's news out of the fair play. Couple of news out of the AUSNZ team. I've noticed that Team 1 has got a whole bunch of GTRs in their team. That's quite fascinating, isn't it? That's very funny.
What happened? What happened there?
Thanks. A special shout out to Dreddy and the boys for giving me a bit of stick. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate the really appreciate the exposure. Well, I don't know what else to say. It's actually quite funny, to be honest.
Because I noticed your name a couple of times, and I'm like, because you see the ghosts around you, and you're like, what the hell's he doing in here?
Yeah. It's quite funny because, like, Bear, shout out to my good mate Bear in the server. He posted a screenshot of his friends list, and his whole friends list was AUSNZ GTR, and I'm like, oh god, what's happened here? And then I logged on and went into Team 1, and half of Team 1 have changed their name to my name. So thanks, guys. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the recognition. I appreciate it.
There's been some crossover on, all
yeah,
good.
I had to quickly message the Fair Play Mods guys and tell them, listen, if you get any reports in regards to this, it's just Team 1 being silly, so just ignore it. So it's quite funny, actually. I think it was Dreddy's idea. I don't know what games Dreddy's playing, but he just wanted to probably get under my skin a bit. So it didn't work, Dreddy. Still love you. So it's all good. Just Chill, were you one of those who's changed their name to mine?
No, I didn't actually hear about it. I just saw it again. I was like, oh, I don't really change my name too often, but no, I left mine the same. I just watched. It's funny.
Good man. You weren't like Mad Max then. He was probably the instigator out of it all. So good on you, Maxi.
He changes his name daily.
He does. He changes his name all the time. So the Fair Play server, lots happening out of there. Just Fingersoft have just been on a real mission recently, just resetting teams. I mean, as soon as you do something wrong in regards to like changing a name, and if it's like pro-war in regards to the war in Russia and Ukraine, they're going to act, and they're going to act very quickly. Guys, don't change your name to put Z in there. Leave it out, and you should be fine. No, it's been very active, and I think it's just only going to continue. So we'll have to wait and see what happens down the track. Other news, for the first time in 13 seasons, AUSNZ Team 1 have been unfortunately demoted to Division 1, which is not such a bad thing. It gives the guys a bit of a rest, gives them a recharge, and they could come fire back in June for season 14. It's a bit unfortunate. They just missed out. I think they finished 51st. Was that right, Eva? About 51st?
52nd.
52nd. Thanks for the correction. You guys finished 52nd. I do believe, though, the matching has to be sorted out because got teams that finish inside the top 50 that shouldn't really be there based on their skill level, but yet they finish really high and they're there. And you get teams like AUSNZ and Last Call who get demoted. technically they shouldn't really be demoted. Their ranking on the Nemesis charts is higher than the Fingersoft one, so which I think Nemesis is more accurate than Fingersoft, obviously for obvious reasons. Anyway, but I just want to do a special shout out to FK Flying Kiwis, who finished. I can't remember where. I think it was inside the top 20, was it? Or can't remember where. Top 25, something like
I'm
that.
not sure. I never saw the final standings.
I can't remember, but anyway, look, they finished really good. They're the other strong New Zealand team, so a massive shout out to them. Well done, guys. You know, just going to get stronger from here, and hopefully, you know, AUSNZ Team 1 come back into CC next month, and FK stay in the division, and they've got 2 teams on a more permanent basis from our neck of the woods, which would be fantastic.
Well, we're already on a roll. The first two events, we're on a roll to get back into the top 100 again. So
I have no doubt you guys will get back in. I mean, look, Division 1 compared to CC, it's still difficult, but it's not as, it's not as consistent, I would say, compared to CC.
Yep.
I think you guys should challenge for the number 1 position. I reckon you should go for it. It'll be close.
Might be close.
It'll be between you guys, Last Call, and a couple of the other teams, I'd say.
There's a Discord. There's a second Discord team up there as well. So.
Yep. Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
All right, so that's it for my side of things. Just Chill, we'll bring you in now. You're taking over from Pete/Alpha. I think you're taking over from 2 hosts here, mate. So good luck, and what do you got for us this week?
Yeah, thank you. Recently in team events, we've had, not from right now, but the one we had when the last podcast ended, no I in team, and this involved some moderate skill, as you could get 10Ks on certain maps. So T1 was the CCV in the mines downhill time attack, which was,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, and some people could get 10K on it if they got pretty lucky.
It was hit and miss that track, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you got stuck in the middle and you missed a bad bump or something, it really stuffed up the rest of the track, didn't it?
As if you got the right landing, then you can get 10K. If not, then you kind of
It was a mixture of the takeoff and that first landing. Getting those 2 right set you up for the next couple of landings, which set you up for the rest of the track.
Yeah, and as that was followed by the snowmobile on winter, which was wings overcharged and fume boost, which was a no fuel.
Yeah, that's everybody's favourite. I usually do pretty well at those snow maps with the snowmobile.
So that could have been another easy 10, or not easy 10K, but you could get a 10K there as well.
It's all about timing that run. I mean, you need to have a really consistent run to get a 10K there and to save enough fuel towards the end.
After that, we had the monster truck time attack on Paradise Bay, which was pretty fun with the just coin boost, wings, and what do you call it?
Yeah, that was one of my favourites. How many times did you clear the 3 pyramid hills?
So satisfying, yeah, heaps.
Did you clear it more often than you failed it?
Mainly cleared, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great run. It's one of my favourites. Even after the team event ended, I've still been doing time trials with the monster truck on that, just for
satisfaction.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to get down into the 35s. I'm into the low 36s at the moment. So,
and T4 was a Jeep on the countryside, which was a multi-jump.
Didn't really like that multi-jump, to be honest. I wish it was a different one because it was a little bit frustrating.
To me, that was probably the easiest 10K. I think it was 500 meters was 10K. Can't completely remember
500 meters.
And that's why he's only just started working in a new place. and we're old and been working for too many years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we didn't like T4.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. I would have preferred a different multi-jump to that one. I just more open space because I kept hitting my head and slowing down, and yeah.
Yeah. If I didn't hit my head, I wouldn't land properly. So it was either a lose or a lose. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
No.
think anyone achieved 40k, not that I've seen, but I know some really good players were getting around 38, 39k.
Yeah. The usuals were getting around that, like the YouTubers and stuff.
310ks in 4 of the maps, which is pretty impressive.
I think we had a couple on T1 that got up in the high 38s.
Yeah, Greenie and Cheese are always up there. I'm gotta go
Yeah.
back and check the scores, but
Yeah. Even Amy was getting that high.
Amy's just so great. Yeah, great player.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a pretty fun event, I reckon. I had a lot of fun in it, and yeah.
what do you got for next event?
Well, this current event we have now, the team event, Carter, is pretty different as it has at T1. It has a rotator target jump or like point, as I think it's 900 points is 10k.
Now,
Which
what vehicle is your go-to on that one at the moment? What are you
I'm
using?
using rotator, but some people use super diesel, but I use
Yes,
that for T2.
I'm a super diesel user on that one because I find it more consistent, and my thrusters are more upgraded than my rotator ones as well.
So what do you use on T2 then?
So on
Rotator.
track 2, I use the rotator, which is not too bad because it's not as slow if you can. How do I say? Keep the rotator low, like not glide it too much. So
There's a couple of spots where you need to be as low as possible, and then you get a chain of fuel boosts one after the other, which shoot you into the low 20s or high teens for 1 minute, 18, 1 minute 19.
Yeah, I'm getting 1 minute 19s on that at the moment pretty consistently. So
Yep.
I'm pretty satisfied with that.
Yep.
And yeah, as I said, T2 was at 2k speed run, which I use super diesel on with jump shocks, fuel boost, and wings, and then yeah, you can use rotator as well. This was
What's your PB on that with the super diesel, mate? Do you just off your memory?
I think it's 117. It's getting close-ish, but it's mainly the landing points I need to get perfect.
If you get the landing points perfectly, you should be into the one and down into 110s.
Yeah.
Like, because I saw Verishak do it, and he was like 108, something like that, 10 in the 106s or something.
I know
Something ridiculous like that.
Greenie has got heaps of 10Ks too on it. I can't remember the times, but I know they're pretty insane.
Yeah, Greening's pretty good at it too. Yep. What was the next track?
The next T3 right now is a dune buggy wheelie on a mountain, and yeah, I'm struggling heaps on it.
Frustrating.
Yeah, I can't get past like 200 meters. I keep failing. I just can't do it.
It's not easy, is it? I just think I don't know either what you think about this, but do, do is it done on purposely to be more touchy in regards to hitting your backside, or is it just the track itself?
I think the track itself, there's a lot of high cliffs that you jump down, and you can't see the track until the last minute.
Yeah, that's true. It's very tricky.
And because of that, you don't know where you need to be in terms of upright or angle to the track. And because of that, you end up either going backwards or going forwards.
Yeah,
So
you just get to get past those two steep hills. Once you get past the second steep hill, it's pretty much you just ride the you ride the wheelie boost all the way to the end until you can't go any further. Should be hitting after you get past that second hill, you pretty much should get around about 700 meters or close to 800.
I know
unless like
some.
me, you miss the fuel and then run out of fuel too early.
Yeah, so the fuel's very important on that one. A lot of people are using magnet, but if you can use wings, coin, and wheelie boost and get the fuel, it makes a hell of a difference with the
Yeah, it
coin
does.
boost.
I know
Yep.
some people like even Josh in AUSNZ, he's got over 1,000 meters on that map on track 3.
Mm,
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
saw that. I
really
saw
skilled.
Murray do it as well.
Yeah,
Murray did the 1,000 meters. Yeah.
Mm,
And the
mm.
last
track
track is the
4, Coconut Cove, which is Travel
Coconut
Cup
Code. Yeah.
with the superbike, which I know you love, GDR.
I do. I've been using the superbike on that one, and I haven't really failed it yet. So that's a good one.
Yeah. So overall, I find the event, or some people when I do find it pretty frustrating, especially the wheelie. As yeah, you can get good T1 and T2, and then the wheelie just stuffs up the whole run.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
true.
Agree with that. Agree with that. Like
Um,
I think the most I've ever got on the wheelie is about 6.5, and that was and then I failed the super bike at the end. I was like, no.
were you tempted to use a ticket on that one, or?
I used a ticket and then got only just better.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you
Yeah.
know, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Um, On to what about public events? What do you got for us there, Chill?
in public events, we had the lowrider public event,
Oh, geez,
which
that was fun.
was which was with
Lot.
set parts, and it gave us a good feel for the lowrider with its max parts and also just the vehicle itself.
Yeah, I don't know.
the one thing that was missing though on that public event was the lowrider did not have coin boost.
Yeah, I think they purposely didn't add that in.
And then when you got the lowrider, it did have coin boost. So
Yeah,
that was very interesting. But
Oh,
most of the ones that I saw were using start boost, landing boost, and AB. Or
yeah, different
yeah.
setups for different maps, but it all worked if you timed it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if the coin boost was left out intentionally, but I'd say that was just an error on Fingersoft's part. I'd say.
Very interesting though.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
What do you
And
guys? What's your overall? Before we go past the low rider, move on. But what's your overall? I don't know, liking this, or do you guys like the vehicle, or could it be improved better, or how's the stability on it and everything? Like, are you liking the vehicle or not really?
Well, from what I've played with it, I don't mind it. It's a bit of fun. I've done a bit of cups with it just for fun. And I've probably done maybe 30,000 stars on it yet on adventure. So it's working well with adventure. It's getting 5,000 stars without any trying.
It's not
Um,
necessarily a quick vehicle, though, is it?
no, it's not. But even on countryside, you can jump from top to top. Do you know what I mean? Instead of going down through all the hills, and you basically go from one top to the next. And by the time you've gotten to the next big chasm jump, you've got the shocks ready to pop again. So yeah, I think it works well. It's good all round. In that public event, there were people that were going pretty fast with it already. With 2 days of play with it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's I don't know. It's not. Let's just say it's not going to be one of my favorite vehicles anytime soon. What about you, Chill?
yeah, personally, well, I actually maxed it. Like as soon as I got it from the public event, I didn't actually wait and buy it. I just grinded, even though I didn't really want to. But I did that, and yeah, maxed it straight away because I had some coin. But I haven't actually used it at all yet.
No,
Hasn't done 1 meter, only because I'm waiting for parts. So I've recently got wings, which is good, and yeah, I just need to get some more parts, and I'll start grinding on adventure.
yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
it's got to give me some inspiration to probably finally get Canyoneer. I don't
Well,
know.
this new map
Yeah,
helps.
yeah, yeah. The new map helps. I've got to get around to doing it. I just got to start grinding, and I'll get around to doing it on the, just not an adventure player, but I suppose it's kind of embarrassing being one of the only top, players from Team One, Team Two that doesn't have Canyoneer, but that's okay. Oh, well, what more? I can't.
You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm a Canyoneer and I've got no thumbs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, too right, mate, bro. But I think I'll do it just for you, mate. I'll give it a crack over the next month. See how we go.
Good for you.
Um,
Oh, just before we forget, we also have currently the June Buggy Wheelie, which is, yeah, basically with this team event, it's giving us some good practice for it.
the fun park maps.
Have you seen, the fun park maps? But the other thing about it is the name of the event.
He's
Do you know what's the name of the
Oh,
event?
oh,
I
I
gotta go.
forgot.
I gotta go back into the phone here and
No,
have a quick
I'll
look.
pull it out. It's called "Don't Spill the Tofu."
It's true. I've just seen it now. Don't
Right?
spill the
Don't spill
tofu.
the
Oh, it
tofu.
is. I didn't even realise.
That is something out of Initial D, and I've been following a fair bit of what Reese does on Twitter, and Initial D is probably right up his alley. So I'm sure that's one of him having a bit of a laugh at Initial D.
Is Reese a vegetarian? Is he?
No. And Initial D is a drifting comic
Oh
from
yeah, okay.
Japan.
Just only because he put tofu in there, I was wondering maybe he's a vegetarian.
No. So it's about a young kid who delivered tofu for his father, who used to make tofu, and his father gave him an A86, a Sprinter, to deliver tofu with, which happened to be his old man's race car, but his dad didn't know about it was a race car, and he was told by his father that he had a cup of water on the dashboard, and as he drove up and down the mountain, he wasn't allowed to spill a drop. Otherwise, the tofu would ruin in the back of the car. You see, so he got good at driving and drifting through the hills, so then he
Yeah,
wouldn't spill
right.
his tofu.
Well, that's interesting. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, Initial D.
Yeah.
It was a comic, and there was a car racing game, a coin-op car racing game, many years ago. So, a bit of pop culture for you.
Beautiful. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Eva would like if he listens to this episode, which I'm pretty sure he will. He would like that reference, mate. So good on you. Chill. What else we got, mate? Is that it for public events? I
Yeah,
think
that's it
now,
for
isn't it?
public events at the moment.
And team events. And we got the new team event that's starting tonight, which is called Cruel Bill's Thesis.
Yep, seems interesting.
Yeah, so
So,
with that one, you got time attack in the mine. I can't remember the. I think it's called karting. Can't remember the actual name of it.
mine carding, yeah.
Yeah, mine karting. Then we got the
Long
everybody's
jump.
favorite, the
Yeah.
underwater long jump, which is everybody loves that one.
That's the rally car.
Yes, and then you got the rally car for I think everybody's going to be using for the crushing objects one, which is the boxes one, which is the one where you go up and that huge big rock comes down the hill and you have to smash through it.
Oh yeah,
That one.
yeah.
That one. And then of course, then we got the uphill distance where I'd say a lot of people are going to be using the mono wheel on that one. Although I think some people will probably use the scooter as well. Maybe if they're pretty skilled with the scooter on that, maybe. So we've got the uphill distance.
Yep, sounds like fun. It's going to be better than this one.
What about you, Chill? What would you say be your four vehicles of choice? Where would you go?
I'd probably just do that order you just said. I mean, I haven't even looked into it yet. I haven't even seen the video, but I'm looking at the channel.
Yeah, so you'd probably go to EV first. The long
Yeah,
jump is probably the Motor X with the thrusters. Rally car for the braking objects, and uphill distance, either the scooter or the mono, depending how good you are with
I
the
wouldn't
scooter.
use lowrider because of the parts, but when I get them, I would.
Yeah, a low
Yeah,
rider would be interesting going. I don't know if it would work well uphill because of the little dips and sharp points it's got on that hill because it might get stuck because of the bottom end of the low rider.
Yeah. I've
Do you know what?
in the adventure that I've done so far in the lowrider, it's not so bad on the hills, but I haven't played it enough to be 100% yet.
Have you maxed out your lowrider yet?
I actually have a higher GP on my lowrider on my alt account because my alt account I'm playing cups, whereas my main account I'm not doing cups anymore, and I'm just getting whatever I get. So I'm missing 2 parts on my main account, and it's I think sitting at like 260 from 470 or something like that. So it's halfway through, and my alt's probably about 50 or 60 higher. But I'm not gonna do any more updates upgrades until I know what we need for a team event, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't even. I seriously, I'm still. You know where I'm at with the lowrider. I'm
Yeah.
still using the free upgrades.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
yeah.
I'm
Saves
still
money.
using the. So I'm only at on my lowrider tunes are around about level 3 at the moment. So I'm still doing the upgrades.
Yep. Yeah.
And
No,
once I
all good.
pass level 5, then I'll smash through it to at least level 17, 16.
Yep.
But I see no point. What's the rush? Might as well just use the free upgrades.
Yeah,
To the
for sure.
stars. And get to Canyoneer.
Well, yeah. I'll just once I upgrade it, then I'll do a few serious Canyoneer adventure runs. Go from there, though.
Yep. No, for sure.
All right. Thanks, guys, for that. Time to move on to Eva, mate. What do you got for us this week, buddy?
Well, Daspo talked a bit about it. A few people have discussed it in terms of burnout and all that sort of stuff, and I wanted to touch it, probably just put a bit more attention to it because it's a very big factor in the game. And we've all been there. We've all kind of had that moment of whatever. So I wanted to talk a bit about burnout, and this is kind of my take on burnout and what it is and why we get to this point. So
Oh, you're talking about Summernats in Canberra. Is that what you're talking about?
hey, I'm that old. I went to
Sorry.
Summon at 20. And
Oh
that was
my
in
goodness.
like 2002 or 2003, I reckon. And it's like someone that's 40 now. It's ridiculous.
I think we'll have to have a AUSNZ Summernats getaway. We might
Yeah,
have
I
to
think so.
organise that.
I think so.
So everybody
So-
meet up in Canberra.
So burnout, what is it? What makes us play this game so much that one day we wake up and don't want to play it anymore? Well, I suppose the reason we firstly play the game is because we want to fill in a couple of minutes here and there. I mean, that's why we download a game on our mobile. We're sitting somewhere, we're waiting in a waiting room, we're in between, we're having lunch, we want to distract ourselves from work or distract ourselves from something we're doing at home. So you download the game and you want to play it for 5 or 6 minutes at a time, and then you get better at it and better at it, and you get the challenge. You like the challenge, and whether you want to get all the stars on adventure like DeBell, or you want to do all the cups, or you want to do Trophy Road in a month, in a season, over the month, or you want to do it in a day, or you want to do it in 4 or 5 hours, or you want to hit 40k in team events, and you want to finish the public event before the 5-day shutdown. So, Fingersoft have done a really good job giving us a game that has lots of different facets, lots of different ways to play it. And we play it, we eat it up because it challenges us in many ways. Because as we get better, or betterer, or betterer, the game responds and makes the cups harder. Makes they invent tougher team events. They make new adventure tracks which have got so many pitfalls and places where you can get caught. So what is it that kind of makes us burn out, though? Some of the reasons that I feel make us burn out is really important. Real life. It gets in the way of spending more time playing the game. But in reality, without having real life, we wouldn't be able to play the game. So your real life, what you do Monday to Friday, your family, your friends, school, work, that's important. And if you're struggling with that, then you're going to struggle with the game, because the game is your way of dealing with real life sometimes. And if there's so much going on around you, and you're using the game to cope, and the game's giving you a hard time, then it's going to give, because it's not helping you get over what's going on around you. So if you are struggling in real life, reach out to some of us, reach out to people, reach out to your family and friends, and don't use the game as an exit strategy. Use the game to chat to others, and all of that sort of stuff. There's obviously frustrations with the game as you're striving for perfection. You have frustrations with the game because you've done the same track 1,000 times, and you've bounced the same way for 500 in a row, and that's not the perfect line, but you can do it because you've done it once in 1,000 times, and you've got to do it one more time. And that gets onto you because you go, well, I've done it once, I know I can do it, but I can't do it again. What am I doing wrong? And you go round and round in circles, and the other thing that can make you burn out is playing too long. Just doing a trophy road in a 4-hour stint is really hard going. That's pretty much doing 3 rounds of chests. There's 300 chests in that to do trophy road in 4 hours.
I get absolutely amazed at some of the top cup players on that leaderboard who, within the space of only a few hours, are already hitting 200, 300,000, 500,000 cup points. And I'm just like, how do they have the time, the patience? Look, I take my hat off to them, but then again, I think about it and say, I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
It's just, you know what? If cups actually meant something, then I'd understand.
Yeah.
But to me, cups, they're just a form of gathering up kilometers. They don't really do much. But I tell you what, team events is where it's at. That's got meaning.
And
do you know what I mean?
Even that can give you burnout. I mean, performance issues, and I know I talk about performance issues, so I'm trying to make a bit of a joke about it, but feeling like you're letting the team down. Like, I can remember when I was playing for what is now Legion, Zigzag. I was playing with Kevin and Aria, or Kevin is Aria, and all that other stuff. But I was doing my best and getting 30k, and I was in position 75, 80. And I'm sitting there going, you could have this player be further up the top. So, you think, oh, I'm not really doing my best. I'm not really doing the best for the team. Do I really want to be here? And that can make you feel like you're burning out because, you go, well, I'm frustrated with the game because I'm not getting team scores that I really want, or that I feel are suited to the team that I'm in. And that can make you not want to turn the game on, And then I'm going to say this again: frustrations with the game.
A lot of the Team 1 guys in AUSNZ, a couple of them have reached out and getting a bit burnt out, and and I could see where they're coming from. I mean, it's just especially when they're just not enjoying playing, and it's like more of a chore to just I got to put up a score. I don't want to let the team down, and I hate this event. It's really shitting me, but I still need to put a score up. It's like you're bound by, not going to say bound by duty, but you're bound by being in the team. You have to put up a score, otherwise it's, especially being in the top division CC. You can't not have one player not put up a score because it affects the team overall.
For sure.
So it's
I mean, you think about where Team 1 ended up, and we were in 52nd place. If we had one player who didn't post a score all the matches, you could easily say that would have put us possibly in position 51 or even position 50.
Yeah.
If I was on that team, we would have been put under 50.
I'm pretty sure they could have used you, mate, Robot. I mean, that's for sure in the last couple of matches, but unfortunately, you're just a bot, and that's the way it is.
And bots aren't allowed to play the game.
Yeah. No. Look, wouldn't say it's a huge, not really a problem in regards to like your life and things like that. But I mean, for the people that take the game very seriously, you got the YouTubers, who actually make money as well. Like the top YouTubers, they make money off the game. Not sure for a couple of them at the moment, but but I think the other top YouTubers, they all play the game because they got a lot of pressure on them to perform every single team event because they want to post up a really good score. And yeah, I sometimes think to myself, the pressure of performing and recording at the same time is extremely, extremely difficult. For the players like IO, Vereshak, Vacope, a few other guys, and
I know people like Zoro and Linus, they just grind
yeah,
Prime Adventure, but they keep the record button on and just do that for a couple hours. And yeah, just different runs, and then it's already recorded, so they can just edit it and make it a video.
yeah. The thing is, though, I've noticed with a couple of the other YouTubers like Vereshak and IO, they try and put their whole run together as one. Because you can tell by the score up in the top right hand corner if it's been edited or not. So they want to try and get the I
want to do it in one run, no tickets.
They want to do it in one set of tickets. Yeah.
Yep.
So the pressure would be immense because you imagine they stuff up. Good. I mean, they've got heaps of tickets to go through as well, but the pressure would be a lot. And I suppose that all leads to burnout in the end, doesn't it? All these things can. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if the top YouTubers or the top players around the world would get burnt out as a few of the lesser pros, I should probably say, but I don't know. It's self control, isn't it? At the end of the day, you gotta just.
Yeah, I know some people that have making like alter counts. So when Vereshak or Vocope make a video and they're not doing it, getting a score on their main, they can try it again on their alt or their third account, which would be more tickets for free they get, obviously because it's a different account, and maybe they can put that into the compilation of the high score for its own track.
Look, I'll say this again. I've said this in the past, but if it wasn't for our community making friends and so forth, I would have quit this game a long time ago. This is probably the second longest game I've played in my life. I played Counter-Strike for 10 plus years, and I was involved in lots of communities there and things like that. But that was always changing, though, because I got burnt out in Counter-Strike, of course, but it was kind of a little bit different to a mobile phone game because I wasn't always playing it because you had to be on a computer to play it back in those days. It wasn't on a phone. So, but having the phone, access to phone 24/7 whenever you want it, it makes a big difference. So, but again, like if it wasn't for the community and all the friends you've made, I would have been long gone.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Talking about friends.
I reckon we should probably get our guest in. What do you reckon?
I think so.
Great idea.
Now, Eva, I'm sorry to put you on the spot here, but I would love you to introduce Tessa. I would love you to introduce your friend Tessa.cat to the podcast instead of my usual self. Is that okay? I'm sorry for throwing you on the spot here, but
I like being thrown under the bus. I'm used to it now.
No pressure.
All right, no pressure, mate. I reckon let's get her in. I'll hand it over to you, Eva.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna just put this out there. No parlo Catalan. So I don't speak Catalan. That's the first thing. But what I will say is, I can remember a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away where it feels like that, I was looking for a team. I bumped into a guy called Drunk Idiot on Discord. I'd never heard of Discord. I joined Discord and bumped into Drunk Idiot. He introduced me to Tessa, who was running a team called Tessa.cat. And they were a restart team, and she messaged me, and we started chatting about the game and people and where she lived and what I did and all that sort of stuff. And we've been chatting ever since. She ran Tessa.cat. She's run a couple of the teams since. She's now the leader of a team called TNT. I'll let her explain what that means. She is a pit crew member. She's also a person that works on the beta version of the game. Yeah, she's just all round really nice person. And I'd like to introduce Tessa. Hey, welcome to the podcast, Tessa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, it's great to have you. It's great to have you. Tell us a bit about yourself, Tessa.
Hello, I'm Tessa, and I'm the leader of TNT. This is the new team. We started as a family member of TNO, the New Order, but now we are independent, and I am a mod in Fingersoft server and in Verishack public server too. My first own team was Tessa.cat, where I met Eva, and I'm very happy to have met you, Eva.
It likewise. Do you remember our first conversation?
Yes, I thought you were a female player like me because of your name. Yes, because Eva is a female name in Spanish or Catalan. So I thought that he was a female player, and I wrote him and I said, "Oh, are you a female player as well?" And he said, "No, I'm male." So
What specifically did you warn me about?
I don't remember. Just remind me, please.
You warned me that there will be people who would proposition me for marriage.
Oh yes. Oh, I didn't remember about that.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. It was true because at the beginning, I was some players were taking advantage of me, but later they didn't because I stopped it. So
Yep.
I'm quite friendly, but I don't want anyone to take advantage of me.
Yeah,
So
fair enough. No, that Team Cat, we had 53 wins in a row.
yes, that was quite a record, I think.
Yeah, 53 3K wins in a row, not just wins, but 3K wins.
I think we had 63 or 62 wins in a row.
Yep.
Maybe they weren't in a row because we lost only 3 matches.
And I can remember the last match, the match that we lost that broke our streak, was with a team from Rio.
Rio?
Yeah, they were
Wasn't
Brazilian
it with
team.
Legion? Ah, okay.
It was a Brazilian team, and we ended up posting each other's scores on Facebook.
Yes.
And we chatted to some of them on Facebook. This is going back a long time ago now.
Yeah, almost 3 years ago. No.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Sorry. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I would have to say that's some kind of record. I don't know many teams that would probably beat that record.
Oh, things have changed now, but at that point we were at 8,100 cup points, and the top teams were at 15,000, I think.
Yes, or 14,000. Yes.
14, 15,000, something like that. But that was a long time ago. It felt like such a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tessa. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate
Thanks.
it. And it's great to have someone of your famous caliber to come on the show, and you're really well liked in the community, and yeah, no, it's good to have you on the show. So thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thanks to you.
That's okay. Yeah. So anyway, so continue to tell us a little bit about yourself and where you live and things like that. So tell us a bit about the city. We know you're in Spain, but we know you're in Catalan, which has their own language, I believe.
Yes, we speak Catalan, and we speak Spanish too, because both languages are official here. But in Catalonia, my region, we speak Spanish and Catalan, and my mother tongue is Catalan.
And whereabouts in Spain is Catalan? Is that on the coast somewhere?
Catalonia.
Catalonia, and where is it?
Catalonia.
Is it south, north? Whereabouts is it?
Yes, northeast.
North.
In the northeast. It's in the border to France.
Border to France. Okay, so you would have to go through Catalonia to get to France.
Well, not necessarily, because you can go through Aragon, another region, but or the Basque Country.
Yes. So whenever I hear Catalonia or Catalan, I always think of the famous racetrack circuit where the Formula One is held there, and also the MotoGP is also held there every year as well. And that's a beautiful circuit, one of my favorites.
Yes, Montmeló.
That's right.
It's called Montmeló.
Montmeló. Is that near where you live, or just it's not far from where you are?
Oh, I've been there, but it's maybe, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 kilometers away from my place. But I've been there.
Oh, so it's not nearby, but it's the only thing I pretty much know about the area you live in. So, yeah. So Tessa, tell us a little bit about your HCR2 history. Where did you start with HCR1 and then jump across to HCR2?
I used to have a boyfriend who used to play HCR1, and I was bored. So I started to play like him. And then I realized that there was another game related to that, and it was HCR2. And I started to play, and I haven't stopped since. And that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was quite a long time ago, and I think that's most of us. I think you were started on HCR1, didn't you, mate? And I came across a little later, so.
Yeah.
You still play HCR1, or you don't really play it anymore?
Oh, I recently downloaded it again because it was in my old tablet. I play on tablets, so that's why I am referring to the tablet instead of a phone. And the thing is that I downloaded it again, and I started to play it again, but it's really boring when you don't have when you have a low garage.
Yes.
A low GP. So I'm not interested in HCR1 really. I'm sorry to say it, but it's because HCR2 is challenging and it has everything for me. I don't know how to say that, but the thing is that it's the only game I play, and it's the only game I think it's awesome, and because I haven't been and get tired of the game yet after 4 years, and that's incredible.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed. There are always new things, and even new tasks to do, or missions, or new kind of tracks or maps, or there are always new things to do and to learn, because I'm still learning how to use jump shocks, for example.
Yes.
Aren't we all? I think us oldies, we tend to struggle with jump shocks, don't we?
Yeah.
So
I think it's about age. Because the youngest players say that they love jump shocks and it's the best feature and everything, but it's really difficult for me to. Maybe it's a coordination thing.
I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with you there. It has to be, because I thought I was a pretty good gamer up until I started playing HCR2 and I got introduced to jump shocks. I was terrible at it, and I still am.
Yeah. It's a mixture of timing, luck, and just closing your eyes.
Pressing the buttons at the same time.
Yes, by mistake, and hopefully working.
Yes.
Well, I think there's a difference between the era before jump shocks and the era after jump shocks.
Yes.
The game changed completely.
Yes.
That's what my opinion.
Yes,
Yep.
I agree with that. I agree with
Yep.
that for a lot.
Now, Tessa, so obviously you live in Spain. Have you joined any national team in HCR2 playing for Spain? Some of the top Spain teams. Have you ever joined them?
I've never played for Spain. I've
Okay.
played with some Catalan on some Catalan teams. I even had my own Catalan team. Team Cat started as a Catalan team, but then some players from Bereshak's team joined because they were my friends and they wanted to restart, and they joined. And eventually, it wasn't a Catalan team anymore, but Cat means is for Catalonia.
Okay, so Team Cat is basically Team Catalonia.
It used to be that, but now it's TNT Cat, and it doesn't mean Catalonia anymore because there aren't, apart from me, there aren't any more Catalan players.
Because a lot of people think that cat is the domestic animal pet cat. A lot of people assume this.
That cat is the internet dominion for Catalonia.
Yes. Yeah,
So
okay.
sorry, hang on. What she means by that, because she's told me this in writing, and it makes more sense in writing, is if you know how at the moment you type in a website and you say www.soandso.com.au. .com.au is for Australia. .cat is for a website that is based in Catalonia.
Yes.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep.
Thank you, Iva.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. So, I mean, that's because when I first saw you, Tessa, and I was like, oh, Tessa must like cats. So I like her already. Because I'm
I do like
person.
cats. I do like cats. I do.
That's good.
But originally, my cat wasn't for cats, for any pet. Was for Catalonia.
Yeah, I think the majority of the people who listen to our show fortnightly will understand that now. So that's pretty good that you've told us. Yeah. Eva, you want to go for and ask Tessa anything before we get on to some later on questions?
So, as a way of getting Tessa onto the podcast and to make her feel more comfortable with her inverted commas supposed bad English, which she doesn't have, I decided to ask her some questions in Catalan.
Oh,
this
is going to be great.
I've had some very very quick one-on-one lesson with Tessa on voice chat only an hour or so ago. So Don et vel el nom.
A veure, el meu realment em dic Teresa, però el meu pare em deia Tessa. I com que m'agrada el nom, doncs vaig agafar el nom pel joc.
Okay.
In English, it would be my real name is Teresa, or Teresa in Catalan. but my father used to call me Tessa, and I liked that name, and I chose it for the game.
Ah. So when people meet you in the street, do they call you Teresa or do they call you Tessa?
Wow. They call me, I have 4 names at
Okay.
least. One is official. My official name is Maria Teresa.
Yep.
But my family, friends call me Teresa,
Yep.
Tere, or Tessa.
Tessa. Okay.
I have 4 names.
Very nice. Very nice.
You can't. Not many people can say that they've got 4 names these days, do they?
No,
Can they? So
no.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Apart from Bob.
Yeah, well, it's true.
My ex-husband, for example, calls me Tessa too, because I like the name. So when he asked me, "What's your name?" and I said Tessa, and he calls me Tessa. Not only my father calls me Tessa.
Okay.
Well, I've got a sister-in-law called Teresa as well, and we call her Tess.
Yes,
Okay.
there are a lot of
Yeah.
Tesses, but Tessas I only have found one in the game.
Mhm.
She's Italian by the name.
Oh,
by
of course.
by the way, I mean.
Yep.
But
Ah,
when
of
I
course.
write, looking for searching the tool, the magnifying glass,
Yep.
when I search for Tessa, I only see my name because she isn't on Discord. So
Yep.
on Discord, it's only me.
Yep. Excellent. So what just happened there was I asked the question in Catalan. Tessa answered in Catalan and then answered it in English as well. So and her answering the question kind of answered what did I say as my question. So yeah, we'll move on from there. And she hasn't connected my pronunciation, which is really nice of her. My second question, so I'll go into a second question, which is more about HillClimb 2. Qui es el millor jogador actualment de HillClimb Racing 2?
El millor jugador, no ho sé qui és, però crec que sé qui era sé qui era abans el millor jugador, que era en Bereshak. Però ara no sé qui és el millor. Potser el Zorro, perquè és el millor... És molt complet. Fa aventura i fa copes i fa de tot. I els events d'equip. In English, it would be like something like, I don't know who the best player currently is, but I know who it used to be, and that player is Bereshak for me. But there are a lot of good players, great players, I would say, and I'd say that Zorro is the best now because he's a complete player. He's really good at adventure and at team events too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think, but maybe there are other good players, but I don't know because there are too many now. Some 2 years ago or so, there were maybe just a few, but now there are lots of players who are great.
Yep. So I'm going to ask now, because you've mentioned Vereshak more than once, you're on his first team.
Yes.
And how did you meet Vereshak?
It was when the team events started. I was looking for a team because I was new to the game and I didn't know what belonging to a team meant. So I was looking for a team and I saw that Bereshak had some free spots on his team. And I thought, why not? If they speak English, I can speak English. And I thought, they'll kick me, but no problem. and I joined. But guess what? I was the player with the highest rank, and after 10 minutes, I was made a co-leader, and I stayed, and I was there for a long time, and that's how I met him.
Yep.
Because I joined his team. There was their first match, as I said before, and the team didn't have any password. I mean, I joined like that easily. Yeah.
There you have it.
Incredible, but it's true. I have a screenshot with my name on it in Bereshak's team with 0 points. Yeah.
Well, look, I'll hand it back to GDR. Do you want to ask a few questions?
Nah, mate, if you got some more in Catala, and I'm just having fun, just relaxing and just listening to you guys. It's kind of like a day off, but just like listening in. It's good.
Hang on, just chill. You could ask a question.
Yeah, just chill. You haven't even said hello to Tessa yet, mate, so go for it.
Sorry. Yeah, hey Tessa.
Hi.
Sorry, it's a bit late. Yeah, I've just been listening to you talking, and I'm partly German, so I can speak I can speak full German, or not full, but I can speak a lot of German and understand that.
I can speak a bit of German only.
Little bit, yeah. So I'm trying to understand. I can understand bits of what you're saying, but not completely.
Because I speak Catalan, and Catalan is similar to Italian or French or Spanish, but not to German.
No, I'm hearing some bits that make sense when you describe. Pretty interesting though.
Thank you.
You could ask Tessa a question if you want, mate. We might as well just get stuck into questions now. So
we've got one from that Pete usually always calls out is Rexu, or I think he says,
"What is?" Going straight for Rexu.
Yep, I love my cheese too. What is the best cheese ever?
I'm not a cheese lover, but I don't like goat or sheep cheese, but I like cow cheese, and I like Emmental, for example, French cheese, Swiss cheese, Emmental.
Yep.
Swiss cheese would like that. That you like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, French or Swiss cheese are good.
Oh, I've got a funny one here from Cthulhu, who is a friend of yours, Tessa.
Yes.
Who is your favorite pit crew member, and why is it Cthulhu?
Okay, my favorite pit crew member. It's a bit difficult to answer to that, because the thing is that I know a lot of pit crew members. I knew them before I became a mod for Fingersoft. So, and I could name you quite a lot of them. Among them, Cthulhu, of course, or Bereshak, or Raven, or AIM, or Bro, or I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting someone. I'm sorry but those are the names that come up to my mind now. But of course, there's another new member in the pit crew family, and it's Maury. And maybe one day I'll say that he's my favorite pit crew member too. But I don't know him much now.
I was going to mention that you forgot about my big brother. I'm glad you mentioned him, though. It really pleases me.
I haven't got the chance to meet him much, but I as far as I know, he's a great. He's done great things for the community, and so why not?
Well, speaking of Maury was actually supposed to be on tonight's episode. Some unexpected things happened at work for him, and he actually got held back. at work today, so he was unable to make it. So he sends his apologies, Tessa. But he actually wanted to be here and be part of the podcast, but yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out today.
Apologies taken. No problem.
I will also mention Creepers.
Oh, yes.
I reached out to him and he was busy with a game tonight, but I asked if he wanted to be in the background and say hello live, but he had somewhere to be, so he sends his apologies as well.
Say hi to him from me, because
just did.
it's
Because he
yes, I
listens to the
know, but
podcast.
Yeah, he will listen back. He'll appreciate that shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah, now Maury Creepers, they both, you know them pretty well. So you say they both send their apologies, but they couldn't be here tonight. So along with Pete and Alpha, of course, who are our regulars, but that's okay. It's always for 2 weeks' time. I think you're up again, Eve.
Yep. Okay. So, tens un gat?
sí, tinc un gat. Es diu Ulises. Yes, I have a cat, and his name is Ulises.
Ah, excellent. And that was from our one of the guys on the server called Savage.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not in that server.
No, you're not on the server. So how long have you had Ulysses?
Since August last year. So not he became 1 year old some days ago.
Okay.
But I got him when he was 3 months old.
Okay. So very cute.
Yeah, it's a Siamese cat.
Oh, beautiful cats. Beautiful cats.
Yeah, his eyes are blue, and
Oh,
yeah, I'll show it to you.
You'll have to send a photo
Yes.
to the server so we can all see Tessa. I'd love to see
Yes.
that photo too.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And I'll show you my cat too.
Oh, okay. I like cats. At the beginning, when I added that cat to my name, because at the beginning I was Tessa, plain Tessa. And then I created a second account, and I needed another name. So I thought, if I'm in an international team, I'll be Tessa.cat, because I was Catalan and all that. And Tessa will be my second account, and that's what I have now. Tessa.cat is for my main account, and Tessa is for my second account, which is in TNT Cat, or the older Team Cat now. And the thing is that I like cats, and now I have a cat. That cat doesn't mean only Catalonia, but also that I'm a cat lover.
Yeah, me too. I love my cats as well. I love all animals, dogs and cats, and turtles. I've got turtles as well, so got a few things. Just chill, mate. You've got another question for Tessa.
Yep. I got one from Castaway Will, and he's asking about, do you like the new HillClimb Racing the Lowrider? What do you think? What are your thoughts on the new vehicle?
I like it, but as I said before, I'm not great at jump shocks, so I still don't know if I'll control it very well or not, because it isn't maxed yet. Well, its tunes are maxed, but not the parts, because I'm waiting for fuel boost, and then I'll max it out. I like this car. It's different from the others, and new things. I like new things. And there's a pink skin that you probably won't like, but I adore it. So that's the one I'm using it now.
Yeah, okay. I haven't seen the skins so much yet on the lowrider, but I need to check them out. I actually need to get the new skin that's in the public event. Still haven't got that yet, so
Yes.
I think that's at Champion Chest, is it? I think it's at the Champion Chest. 300 points.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think it is.
that one is an epic skin, and
No, it's a legendary one, isn't it?
no,
It's
the
a
one they
rare.
are giving us in the public event is an epic. Is epic, I think.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's
epic.
an
Yeah.
epic one. Okay, yep. Tessa, I have a question from your friend Daspo, who is a fellow pit crew member.
Yeah, I forgot him. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a big shout out to Daspo. He's one of our friends as well. He has two questions for you, Tessa. So he's got two questions.
Wow.
The first one is, what is your favorite part of the HCR2 Discord community?
Talking.
Talking and
Undoubtedly. Yes, because I like talking.
meeting new people and things like that.
Yes, meeting new people, new cultures. They explain lots of things about their cultures, and I'm amazed at what everyone explains there in the Fingersoft server, and that's what I like mostly, and talking, because I think I'm the only mod that someone sometimes talk there. The others moderate. I moderate and talk.
You like interacting with the community in the public server
Yes.
of the Fingersoft
Yes.
server.
Yes.
I've noticed that. I noticed you do talk quite a bit in there, which is good because it shows that you're a presence in the community, and players can talk to moderators. Everybody's got this fear. Oh my god, no, I don't want to talk to a moderator in case I say something bad. But the fact is that it's nice that some moderators do talk because they interact with the community, and I think that's a good thing.
I should rephrase my sentence because I'm not the only moderator who talks, but maybe I'm the one who talks more.
Yeah, that's okay. There's a couple of the other mods that I see talking. One of my close friends is AYM. He talks from time to time as well. So big shout out to my brother AYM.
I call him AIM. Like aiming at something, AIM.
Yep.
AIM.
Actually, I mentioned him before as one of my favorite pit crew members, and I said AIM.
Yes.
So he's AYM. Okay, AYM.
Yeah, he's one of my most favorite people in the community as well. He's a great person. Daspo's second question is, what is one of your most memorable moments? Now, I don't know if this is HCR2 related or just life in general, but that's what his question. It can be any answer, Tessa. If it's something you've done a long time ago, or if it's HCR2 related, it's up to you.
I'll refer to that memorable moment when a player asked me to marry him. Eva referred to that before, and I thought, oh yes, this was really funny because we were having a.
This sounds like a very fascinating story. I cannot wait to hear.
We were having at Worldwide Bereshak's team. We were having a close match. I helped with my score. I helped win. So a player asked me to marry him, and it was hilarious because I mean, how can somebody ask me to marry him in the in-game chat? And that's all.
That is so
I said
funny.
no. I said no. Of course, I refused because I said I was engaged by then. So the poor lad took it quite well.
Oh, that's so funny. And it's not just that you haven't even seen what the person looks like as well, which is I quite find it pretty funny as well. Surely they weren't serious, were they?
They
must have been joking.
Of course, but it was it was all of that was a joke, but I don't know if he's married or not. He's still on my team. But
You don't want to say who it was?
no, I won't tell you because maybe he doesn't want me to tell you. I don't know. maybe it will find it embarrassing or something. I don't want to embarrass him.
Well, hopefully that person listens to this podcast. Tessa, you will have to send him the link.
Okay, I will.
That's too funny. Who's next? Is it you, Chill, or is it Eva?
Yeah, Jill.
Can I add something? Sometime later, he left the team, and I said, "Oh, I should have accepted your proposal." And he said, "Probably I would have stayed then."
Funny. Yeah,
That's all.
You should have married him so he can't get out of the. So he'd have to divorce you from the team.
Yeah, that's probably why he came back, because we can get divorced because we didn't get married.
Beautiful. Chill, you're up, buddy. Go for it.
I'm going to ask my question. Would you consider visiting or coming to Australia for a holiday?
Oh yes, actually, I had planned visiting your beautiful country 3 years ago when I met Eva, and he was to be he offered himself to be my guide in Melbourne and to go and see the 12 apostles. How is it? Apostles?
12 apostles, yep.
Okay. And Phillips Island too, I think.
Yep.
And I told you it was a long way, and you said it doesn't matter. I like driving. And yeah, that's what you said. And I was supposed to go there with my sisters, who are elder than me, but one of them said no. Well, the thing is that we couldn't go to Australia until now, but I don't know if we can go now. But the thing is that one of my sisters said I won't go, and the other one is having some health problems, so I don't know when we are going to visit your beautiful country, but I'm dying for it.
The offer will always remain, I think. Isn't that right, Eva?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yes.
I shouldn't say this online, but I have a work car that I don't pay for fuel as long as I'm driving it Monday to Friday. So as long as we go to the 12 Apostles on a Monday to Friday, I'll have a 4-seater car that we can all be comfortable in, and just you guys can enjoy the view.
Yeah. I remind you that I still don't know when we'll be able to come. So everything is in the air.
Yep, indeed. All right, that means
All
it's
right.
me. It's me
It is
again,
you, mate. Yep.
All right, this is another question from Cthulhu.
Wow.
So only because he asked this question, then he asked another one. But I really like this question. So, ¿Quina de las curiositats del HillClimb Racing es la teva preferida?
Quina de les curiositats? Vale. Doncs, per exemple, el fet d'haver assolit 2.000 milions de descàrregues em sembla una passada. O que hi hagi més de 80.000 usuaris o usuàries en el servidor de Fingersoft i 12.000 en el de Vereshack, perquè mou un munt de gent, aquest joc. In English it would be, well, for example, I find it amazing that HillClimb Racing has over 2 billion downloads, or that there are over 80,000 users in FS server and 12,000 users in Vereshack's server. And I think that this game is involving a lot of people. I couldn't imagine that this a silly game, that's what I thought at first, that this game would involve so many people.
That's a very interesting response to what I thought your answer would be, and I agree with you. It's if I explain the game to people when I'm talking to them, I do a podcast, and I say I play this game, and they hear me talk about the game, and they're expecting it to be the most amazing game in the world when they see it, and I show them the game on the phone, and they say it's only got a brake and an accelerator.
Yeah. And in my case, it's even worse because they don't know the game at all.
Yep.
They haven't heard of it. So and when I show it, they think it's a silly game.
Yep.
But when they start to play, then they change their mind. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I introduced the game to 3 or 4 people, and all of them liked it. But when they started to play, but before they didn't. They said it's a silly game.
I have a friend in Adelaide whose oldest son plays the game. He showed me the game on his tablet one day when I was visiting. This is in Adelaide, and I said, "Oh, that looks like a pretty good game. Can I have a play?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." So I didn't tell him that I was aware, that I played the game at home. So I did 3 tracks. I did one of the Mines Cups and beat his PBs on every single track, and then handed it back to him. And he says to me, "Oh, you played that really well. Beginner's luck." And then about an hour later, I pulled out my phone and I showed him my account, and he said, "That's maxed." And I said, "Yeah, it is."
You fool him.
Yes. He was only 9 or 10. He's only 9 or 10, so it's not very hard to fool him. But it was hilarious. He goes, "You just beat my record." I said, "Yeah, I just did." And then I did the second track and the third track, one after the other. And he just went, "Oh my God, you're really good at that game." And then I found out from his father. He goes, "Michael must play that game all the time if he's that good." Time I saw him, I said, "I've got 2 accounts." And then he wouldn't talk to me for a night.
I don't think I'll have my account banned, but one day my son told me to try it, and he did just 1 track, and he was killed so easily that he said, "It's not for me." And he gave the tablet back to me, and he said he hasn't played
There's
anymore.
one from Dada and myself, which are kind of very similar. I'm going to put them together. So, do you know Dada, Tessa? Dada?
Yes, of course. He's a big crew too. Yeah, and a mod in Fingers of
Yeah,
Server.
he does a few things, Dada. He's involved in Fingersoft.
And the leader on Gas Break Go.
Oh, of course. He is the leader on Gas Break Go. He's also involved in the Fair Play server and also another server called the Map Crew. Is it called the Map server, Eva?
Yeah, Map Crew.
He's part of the Map Crew, yeah. He's a very busy man. He does a few things.
Yes.
His question is it nice to live in Barcelona as he would imagine? And my question is, what are some of the best places to visit in your city and restaurants to eat?
Okay. First thing, I lived in Barcelona for 10 years, but I'm not living there now. Because I live in my little town, which is near Barcelona, but not in Barcelona. I can say that it's really noisy, and so I don't know how Dada or you have imagined living there, how living there is, but it's not paradise. It has a good weather and some amazing places to visit and lots of things to see and nice restaurants. And for example, if I was a tourist, well, actually sometimes I go to Barcelona and I pretend to be a tourist and I take the bus and the tourist bus and I do things like that. I would choose Plaça Catalunya, Catalonia Square, and La Ramblas, and back to the seafront. It's really beautiful too. I like Gaudí, the architect, and there are lots of good examples of his magnificent work, like La Sagrada Familia, which is a temple, which and it isn't finished yet because it has so many details, but it's amazing. It's something different from any church in the rest of the world. And in Passeig de Gràcia, I don't know how to translate it because it's the name of the street. There's a main street, and there are some other beautiful buildings by Gaudí, like La Casa Batlló or La Pedrera.
Yeah. Yes,
As for restaurants,
I love my restaurants.
in any Catalan restaurant, you'll have delicious food because, and I'll recommend you to try fideuà, which are noodles with seafood. And
beautiful.
Yeah. And paella marinera. Paella, everyone knows paella, but paella marinera, not the Valencian paella. Paella marinera is with shellfish, rice with shellfish. I would recommend fricandó and rovellons, which is beef meat with a sauce, a delicious sauce, and a kind of fungi. I don't know rovellons, how to say that in English because you don't eat them. That kind
as soon as you said the word sauce, my ears started moving. I love my sauce.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. Just at the thought of it.
Tessa, just Chill just wants to say goodbye. He has to leave early, so he's just got to say goodbye.
Oh, bye then.
Yeah, see you, Tessa. It's great talking to you and meeting you.
Same.
But yeah, thanks for coming on the podcast, and that's about it.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Chill, mate, for filling in on short notice due to some absentees. So thanks for coming in, Chill.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, see you, buddy. Tessa, I love my food. So the restaurant question was something I definitely wanted to ask you. So thanks for asking, for answering that one.
Thanks to you for asking me.
You'll have to send me over some recipes, Tessa. I would love to experiment with some recipes.
Okay, I will. Oh, I forgot to tell you something that we were discussing some months ago about alioli. Do you know alioli?
Yes, you're talking about the sauce?
Yes. With the first one, the first course I mentioned, it was fideuà. It's usually served with a sauce called alioli, and it's made of garlic and oil.
Yep.
Garlic is all, and oil is oli. Alioli. Garlic and oil.
Oh, you got me. You got me really like craving garlic. I love garlic sauce. Like garlic sauce is to die for. So I usually have like garlic sauce on a nice big kebab. Do you know what a kebab is, Tessa? It's like a roll.
Yes.
It's a roll wrapped with meat and vegetables, and you put sauce on it in a bread wrap.
Yes. There are a lot of other kind of cuisines in Barcelona, so you can choose among a lot of different kinds of cuisines. But of course, I recommend you to try at least the Catalan one.
I will be coming one day to visit your beautiful country, and I cannot wait. I can't wait. So
I can't wait to visit yours.
Well, yeah, I'm the opposite. I can't wait to go to Europe. That's one on the bucket list for me. So, Eve, you're up, mate. Go for it.
So I've got a question. I'm going to say this in English because I haven't actually translated this into Catalan. So this is from a player on the server called RE. And he's asked the question, what's it like being a top cup player? Does anybody ever say that they want to be like you?
First thing, I'm not a top cup player because, well, I used to be a top cup player, but not. That was before the team events started. So my best season shows that, because I did, my best season is 400,000 and something. So I mean, I was doing quite a lot of cups in a season. But then when the team events started, I became a co-leader, and I had to play the events, and I had to train because I was. Did I mention? No, I haven't. One of my memorable moments is when we were number one team in the world for 3 times with Vereshak's team. So I had to keep up with the other players, so I had to train a lot. And I was a co-leader, and I had to take care of the team, and I had to do lots of things. So after some months, I gave up, and I thought, even if I trained a lot, I couldn't keep pace with the others. And I stepped a bit down, and I took care of the team as the best I could. And that's all. I wasn't a top cup anymore, or a top scorer anymore. And about some kids have taken me as their inspiring player. And yes, it's true. They change their name. I can notice, because they change their names to my name, but they don't tell me anything. But as they are my in-game friends, I can see them. So the thing is that it's really funny when I see that one of my friends is called like me, because I thought, oh my God. They do it only for a while. I mean, they change it to their name, back to their name, and that's all.
Okay. Let's have a look. I've got one from Cap A, Tessa. Now, Cap A is a bit of a chatterbox in the Fingersoft server, I believe. He loves to talk a little bit. So, how much stress, if any, for handling 2 teams, all the server positions you have in Discord, and how do you balance work and life, and how do you cope with it?
I seem to be very busy, right? Because I have to handle two teams. Well, Kat knows that I have a second team because he's there. So the thing is that at the beginning, I played, as I just told you, I played more and talked less. But now I'm talking more and play less, and that's the thing. I work only part-time, so because I'm that lucky, and I can devote the rest of the day to my hobbies. And my hobbies used to be, before I started to play ICR2, were learning German or doing a PhD, things like that. But guess what my hobbies are now? All those hobbies, I don't do it anymore.
So Discord and HCR2 is more your lifestyle with the hobbies now, is it?
Yeah, because when I have a bit of free time, I check what they are saying, or I don't know, I try to interact, or I try to know what the mods are saying, because we have a channel and we talk among us, of course, and I have to be updated about everything.
Well, now you mentioned that you are doing a PhD as a hobby. I'm not so sure many people around the world would be doing a PhD as a hobby. I find that quite interesting.
It's
quite funny.
I have a job. Yeah, I have a job, but I work only part-time. I was studying English until there was no more English to learn. Okay, and then here, I mean, unless I went away, but I couldn't go away because I was working here. So I started to study translation, and and first it was a degree, then a master, and now a PhD in
Oh,
translation.
there you go. So it just upgraded into a PhD, and did you complete the PhD?
No, not yet.
Ah.
Today, no. Well, the thing is that after for the last 2 years, I devoted most of my time to the game or to work, and so yeah. So my PhD is there, but I don't do much
So we
on
can't
that.
we can't call you Dr. Tessa yet. Not yet.
No, not yet. But today, for example, I have to send in a task. So for that, so I'm going to finish it because otherwise I have to give up. So and I don't give up easily. So I have to try it
No,
again.
definitely. If you've got the opportunity to complete a PhD, which not many people would have the opportunity to do so, I highly recommend you go for it.
Yes, that's what I'll try to do. And this time is my last time, my last chance to finish it. So if I don't do it, I'll give up. But as I said, I don't want to give up, so I'll try hard this
There was
time.
a similar question from Jesco as well, who said the same thing. So shout out to Jesco as well. We mentioned that question. Eva, you go for it, mate. If you've got another one,
I've got one more, I reckon, from Blue Marble. He's asked a few questions, but I think this is the most pertinent. I think this is the best question he's asked. So he's on TNT.
Yes.
What is your favourite team? What is the favourite team that you have been a part of or managed so far?
Wow. There are several favorite teams for me because the first one was worldwide because that's where I met a lot of people, the best player in this game, and I was a co-leader, and I felt someone. I don't know if you understand the meaning, but do you understand? I felt that I was someone.
Yes, no, I get that. I get
Okay.
that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Then my favorite team, the one is dear to my heart, is Tessa.cat because there were only it lasted only for 4 months, but it seemed to me that it was it had went on forever.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun, and the players were amazing, and it was one of the best teams I've been on, and I was the leader. So imagine how proud I can be of that. And that's where I met you, and there were Ziki too, and Cheese, and a lot of players who had their second accounts or their main accounts. For example, Eva had his main account there because you didn't have a second account then.
No,
remember?
no, yes.
And the third team that it's dear to my heart is TNT, of course, because it's my current team, and because some players are amazing, and the atmosphere is really nice, and Blue Marble is there too. Well, I met him in Team Cats, which is another team that I loved. I used to love a lot, but it was deleted. So, well, I can mention it, but it doesn't exist anymore.
was Team Cats reset or just disbanded?
No, while I wasn't, Team Cats is not the same as Team Cat. Team Cat was my own team, my first own team, and Team Cats was another team that was a Russian team who changed their name to Team Cats because I was joining with 15 of my players, and Team Cats was some of the Russian players there were banned, but that was after we left, because one day they said the team is shut down, so we have to leave. And after that, maybe 2 weeks after that, it was deleted because I don't know why, but some players were banned.
Yeah, it's a bit of nice history lesson there that you gave us from the teams there, Tessa. So I'm just trying to go through a few more questions here.
So one last question we have was from one of your players from TNT. It's from Cole, and he's asked, "Hey Tessa, what drove you to play this game over any other game, and what is it like being pit crew?"
4 years ago, I had a boyfriend who used to play ICR, and I started to play it too. But then I realized that there was a second edition, and I started to play it, and I liked it much better than the first. So I got, and then the team event started, and I got hooked because I enjoyed the game a lot, and it's challenging, and I find it very challenging, and there are new things to do. I find it very challenging, and every time there are new things to do. And when I reach a goal, I set myself goals, but when I reach them, there are new goals to reach. So to achieve that's what I like the most about this game, and the community, of course.
Yep.
Being a pit crew is an honor for me.
Yeah.
Once Vereshak pretended to be me but he left his pit crew headset on, and so everybody knew it was him instead of me. And in that moment, I thought that it would be really cool to become a pit crew member, but I thought it was impossible. But as you can see, nothing is impossible in this game.
Yep. No, that's really cool.
Pit crew Tessa sounds really good to my ears.
It does sound very good indeed. Well, I must say it's been a pleasure to have you on. You've been on my mind to get you on this podcast since we started. You know, I really appreciated you taking me on to the international team, introducing me to all the people. It made my journey through HCR2 better. So I really, really appreciate everything, and it was really good to have you on the show. And if there's anybody you want to make a big shout out to before we go, by all means. I know you've mentioned a lot of people already.
Yes.
If you need to shout out to anybody specifically, you're more than welcome to do so right now.
I like to mention the other pit crew members, especially Reese and Jay and the other mods. I say
AYM.
but AYM, of course. I'm
Yep.
sorry. and Bro and Andre, who is from New Zealand, and 42, and a lot of and the rest of the other mods too, and of course the people in my team, and the Australian or New Zealanders that are my friends and used to be on any of my teams, like Blue Marble, Creepers, or Cheese, Zeki, you, but of course I can mention you. Well, yes, I can mention you too. But you're here. I don't know who else. Another player in my other team, the team that used to be Team Cat, now Tessa.cat. TNT stands for the new team. So
the new team, yes.
So now it's the new team Cat.
Yep.
It's like a pun, but nobody knows. And I like puns. And his name is Hamster.
Hamster.
And he used to be in AUSNZ 3, I think.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Very cool. We won't hold that against you. He's as much as we love our members,
Yes.
we don't hold a shotgun, or we don't make them stay. If they want to leave, they can leave. It's up to them. It's not up to us.
I do the same. When someone wants to live, and I know the reason why they want to live, and I think they have a good reason for it,
Yep,
then
yep.
I let them go. But
Yep.
if I think that they regret it, then I try to make
Keep
them stay. I try to convince them to stay, but
Yep.
for their own good, because I know that later they'll would want to come back.
Yep. Indeed. I must say goodbye. It's been a pleasure chatting.
Yeah,
I
me
know
too.
that we've all loved to listen, and you've had to bear through my very terrible Catalan. We really appreciate having you on the show, and look forward to hearing and seeing you in the game for a whole lot longer. We have to make an announcement about our guests in 2 weeks' time. Unfortunately, there's a bit up in the air, and we've got a few people on the cards. We haven't picked exactly who's going to be on next, so we will keep it as a secret for another couple of days, and we'll announce it in the podcast channel very shortly. So, again, thank you very much, Tessa. Thank you from everybody here, even Maury and Creepers and everybody else who would love to have been here but couldn't. Yeah, look forward to really catching up with you soon one day, and hopefully seeing you in Australia.
I hope to see you there too.
Excellent. Well, have a lovely night, and thanks again.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. Hello. I must apologise for the different ending to this podcast. Unfortunately, we had a recording issue. We had a recording issue which dropped off one of the questions. It was a question from Maury, and I wanted to really touch on it because Tessa answered it so well. Yeah, we re-recorded a bit to add to the end, and then didn't re-record that question. But I wanted to mention it because it was a very, very, very cool question about how Tessa's children react to her playing the game and her being pit crew and being who she is within the community in the game. And her response was she mentioned that her kids kind of didn't get it, but they appreciated the fact that she was cool and well known within the community and within the game. So yeah, big shout out to Just Chill for coming in and helping out, GDR for doing his usual job, and to everybody else who helps in the background. Thanks again, and look forward to the next episode. Speak soon.